Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bulletin Broadcast. I'm with Greg.
Hi, we weren't cancelled. It wasn't
No.
a cancellation.
We're still here.
We just missed a few weeks.
Yeah, Jared, you're here as well.
I'm also here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to apologise for the last couple of weeks and not being around. Life decided to
I was gonna say
appear.
life happens.
Yeah. But we're back and I've actually got
We're going
Greg,
strong. We're ready.
yeah,
We're
Greg
prepared.
seems quite interested to talk about the first piece. So let's talk about the whole Outlast 2 controversy.
Ooh.
And the fact that it may not come out in Australia or it may be edited.
Well, so here's the thing. So in Australia, they have quite tight laws around games and what they can show and all sorts of things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And in Outlast 2, we know that there's going to be some pretty dodge stuff, as it is an Outlast game.
Spoilers probably in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. There's the particular snafu with the Australian game board thing was with some sexual violence or implied sexual violence or whatever that happens in the game. So that's offended them quite a bit. So they don't want that in the game, and I don't know. We've yet to get a response from the Red Barrels, I think, that make.
Yeah,
Outlast
that's right,
2.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if they're planning on cutting that content specifically for Australia or that sort of thing. We don't know what's going to happen with that, but it's possible that Outlast 2 may not see a release in Australia. It's happened before. It's happened with Hotline Miami 2. It happened with Saints Row 2, but I think Saints Row 4 even, but they with
Didn't
Saints Row
even
4, they removed the offending content. It happens with loads of games.
Yeah, Australia's
Didn't like
quite strict
GTA
with that
5
stuff.
happen like something with that as well too?
Yeah, wasn't it the torture scene? Didn't they have to do something to the torture scene?
I think so. I think it was the torture scene that had to be cut or something like that.
To be fair, I mean, the situation in question is a pretty messed up situation. I have a big paragraph here, but long story short, the main character gets something like some psycho dust blown into his face that causes him to hallucinate or some shit. It's a psychoactive dust. He stumbles into a forest clearing. In the forest clearing, he finds this ritualistic orgy happening. He can hear his wife calling out, "It hurts, oh God," and she's like hung from chains from the ceiling. There's all these humanoid creatures chanting and having sex and shit. This is the exact quote from here. One creature has another bent over a rock, thrusting as they implicitly have rear entry sex. Another sits astride the pelvic region of a creature prone on the ground, moving their hips rhythmically as if to implicitly have sex. And then basically the main character gets pinned down. He gets pushed onto his back, his arms held to the ground, and a creature repeatedly thrusts her crotch against him. He says, "No, stop that." The creature thrusts again before placing its face over his midsection and then sitting up and wiping its mouth.
So
Oh my gosh,
basically,
that sounds awful.
basically a regular Saturday night.
Yeah.
at my
Oh
place.
yeah, just a normal day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting though, because I can't think of any games that have actually had a rape scene in them. Like
Yeah,
an
I mean, there's
actual
been like
explicit
vulgar
rape scene.
stuff in games,
No,
but
I
not.
mean, yeah, I was thinking about this before we started recording. Like the closest I can think is The Last of Us, but even then, that was only a implied rape scene. That wasn't.
Physically seen,
Yeah.
Physically, seeing it
It was
happen.
like he climbed on top of her, but then she cut him with a machete, and like you knew what he was going to do.
Yeah,
But there was
it
never
didn't
like
show him actually doing it.
he never removed any clothing or anything like that. It was very, I don't want to say tasteful, but you know what I mean. Like
it was
He's
a
a tasteful
tasteful rape.
rapist.
The man was a gentleman about it.
you know what I mean. It was they used the power of implying an action rather than showing
Yeah.
the action.
Exactly.
They weren't explicit. They didn't. It was,
That's the word that slipped my mind. Explicit. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I knew the word you were looking for, but I wanted to watch you scramble.
Just suffer and squirm. That's nice.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
looking out, Greg.
this just whole kind of thing just raises the question of like, is there a place for this in this kind of?
That's what I was
in
thinking.
a game?
Is he just like walking around one day and he walks into the forest and this is just happening, or does this actually have to do with the furthering of the plot of this game?
I mean, why can you like if they're this whole kind of cult of humanoids that insist on inbreeding and having sex with one another, or whatever it is they're doing? Why can you not just find that through like journal entries or something that's told in the environment?
Exactly. Which games do all the time.
I'm gonna take a position of opposition to you two today.
Oh,
As
okay,
is
here we
so
go.
rare.
Yeah, like you've never done that before, no.
Never ever done before. I think it's actually quite courageous of Red Barrels to break this taboo. Because it happens in film, it happens in TV, there's rape scenes. Just Game of Thrones, it's one of the most popular shows on the planet, and there's like a rape every week. You know,
I was unfamiliar. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I was unfamiliar.
neither have I.
There's like a rape every week, Ben.
Like a visual, like this is happening visual rape, or is it just like
the most of them happened in the first season. They've seemed to have backed off from it a little bit, but like you visibly see it happening quite a few times in a lot of scenes in the first season and in some other seasons as well. It's rape is something that is now acceptable if done, you know, not in a ha 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 she's being raped way, but in a this is dark, we're supposed to hate that character and we're supposed to appreciate that rape is a serious issue, and you know this is to shed light on it rather than make it something that we can't talk about. I think it's good that gaming is Red Barrels are trying to elevate gaming to the mature enough position to discuss rape as a theme, like artistically. It's I get that it would be bad if they were using it just as a way for the game to be talked about and they had no artistic point to make with it, and all they were doing was just like, let's put a rape scene in it for the controversy so people will talk about it. And I wonder if that probably was a part of the thinking. I don't know. It's more likely in my mind that they put it in because it's a horror game. They want to be horrifying. They want to be shocking. They want to be uncomfortable. They want you to have an uncomfortable time watching it, and they want you to feel, you know, awful. I guess that's like the point of a horror game, surely.
Yeah, I suppose it could as well. Like, it could be to do with the whole, like you said, like the themes of the games and stuff. Because like they're humanoid, but they're humanoid creatures, so it's like they represent humans, but what they're doing isn't human. Like it's not a good right thing to do. Like what a moral human would do. I suppose like when now you said that, Greg, really thinking about it, it could be like an attempt to bring gaming to on par with movies in terms of storytelling. Obviously,
did I win? Did I win you both over?
I don't feel like movies and TV shows go that far though. Like what you read, Ben, was just like crazy intense.
It is fucked up to be fair, but you know, like what you have to look at really when you think about it is you have to look at the cultural and the historic setting that is happening. So when you go back, like sort of. It'd be about 40 years now, 30, 40 years when Exorcist come out. That was very much like, no, this is the worst of the worst. And then everyone kind of got over that. And then it was like, when I did film for like 2 months in A-levels, it was called torture porn, like Hostel, Saw. This is what it's called, like Saw, Hostel, those kinds of movies where there's literally just people being tortured, basically. And we moved past that to the point where that's acceptable, and it's like, oh yeah, it's another Saw movie. Oh, that's really disgusting, but it's cool. It's a movie. So especially like thinking about it, Greg's pretty much actually fucking spot on, really. Like
you've done it again, Greg.
In terms of, you have to think in terms of game making. What is the next level for violence? We have For Honor, you have decapitations. We have people being shot. We have people being ripped apart. We have all kinds of shit. Maybe this is what they have to do to depict true horror now.
That's true. I'll give you that, because like you said, there is games nowadays are very gory and with like better visuals. They look more realistic as well too. But even when you see that in a game, you're just like, oh, like take Mortal Kombat for instance. You see that it's very gory and awful, but you're not like, it's not like too phasing. But just listening to you like read that description was like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe you're right. This is like the next step for like horror. This is like seeing that's gonna be the next step.
I think the end of the story for me really is the way that this scene will play out with the rest of the game. If something
That's what I was gonna say.
if something happens, and say for instance the wife ends up giving birth to some sort of humanoid creature or some shit, and that plays a pivot in the game, or like as long as it has some context and it has some relevance, and it's, as much as it does horrify, as long as it's not just to horrify, then I suppose it's really like a just thing.
As long as rape's not being used as a commodity or in any way being glorified, then it's not a problem with me. You know, if they're just doing it to get attention and it's a, oh look, rape is so edgy, guys, sort of thing, then that's not good. But I feel like any game studio willing to include rape scenes are gonna be really sure that they're doing it right, or they wouldn't do it at all, because that's like poison for their own game if they're just gonna have a game that just
Exactly.
Yeah, it says here that I was just reading a bit more about this. It says the board's decision, which has been provided to Kotaku Australia based upon multiple scenes, where even though it is implied that the main character Blake is hallucinating, sexual violence is implied, and it said that the scenes that were described in the reasons why the game was will not be classified in Australia were not an extensive list of the content. So why? That's not like it's not an isolated incident. It's not like this kind of gore and this kind of horror.
Yeah.
It's very hard to sort of talk about this really when you only have the one description of a scene to go off of.
Yeah,
exactly. You need the context behind like what is actually happening leading up to this scene, or like the importance of this scene as well too.
Yeah, you need to know everything that's happening before and after.
Yeah.
Like this should be interesting. Anyone who's actually listening to this is going to cause.
Yeah, it's going to be
hopefully cause some discussion. It's nice to have people actually talking about stuff.
It's interesting as well for anyone in the audience who have the time to type into your old Google box, games banned in Australia, and you will find a very, very long list. And I've looked at it myself today after we're finding out that the topic today would be this. And a lot of them are banned for reasons of games having sexual violence in them, or for in any way encouraging drug use, which I found interesting, as those were the moral lines that were often drawn by these developers, not by the Gaming Australian Board, of banning games and being damp rags and boring.
What time? This is Kotaku Australia, yeah? So 10 a.m. Hang on, sorry to go a little bit off script. 10 a.m.
Off script, as if this is all script.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
this is a trailer. It's always.
No, hang on. Australia time to GMT. They are plus 11.
Wow.
Anyway, the reason I was saying that is because I just found this trending topic on Kotaku Australia.
Wow.
Outlast has been re-rated R18 plus in Australia. After initially being refused classification, Outlast 2 will be released in Australia next month with a R18 plus. In a statement provided to Press Start, developer Red Barrels confirmed that the classification board has opted to give Outlast 2 an 18 plus rating following a review of its initial decision. Basically, this is the bit that I love.
So
the The statement says that there will only be one version of Outlast 2 available worldwide, indicating Red Barrels did not submit a modified version of the game to the censors.
So they basically
much
called
like,
their
screw
bluff
you,
and
you're
were just
getting my
like,
game.
okay, well that's good. That's close.
So
we
is
almost
an
moved on to our next
R18
topic.
plus? Like,
Yeah, it's going to be R18 plus.
Now, is that more than usual?
I don't know. Like, if you go, I don't understand Australian.
Well, different countries have different like things.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
with us, there's mature, but then after mature, there's adult. I don't think I've ever seen a game to get an adult rating, but I feel like that's kind of what this rating is. It's kind of above the norm for games.
whereas in the UK we have specific age gating, so we'll have 3+, 12, 15, 18.
We run it that way. I'm just looking on the Australian classification site now to have a look to see.
I was just curious because I wasn't sure.
How does it work? So with America, you'll have like mature. Is that like so you can't legally sell the games to people from an age, or are they just advised it's immature if a baby tries?
Yeah,
to
so it's not illegal that you can't do it. It's just it's advised. So like mature is I think 17 and up. So when you go to purchase a game, if you're younger than that, you have to have a parent's consent, and then they'll tell the parent, hey, just letting you know this game has drug abuse, it has like sexual content, and if the parent gives consent, then you can sell them the game.
But if a parent isn't present, then they
if the parent isn't present, yeah, correct.
The R18 plus in Australia is just equivalent to the 18 plus, like the 18 in the UK. So it'd be like an M in America.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's
isn't like a crazy rating or something like that.
No, it's just it's the highest rating that you can receive in Australia.
Yeah.
So it's
because like Halo gets a mature rating, which is interesting.
I wonder. Okay.
Halo gets mature. What? It gets 17 and above.
Yep.
Well, you have to think as like, 17 and above for Halo. What?
That's strange. I've always found Halo to be like really like a really kid-friendly shooter. I mean, I guess the Flood are a bit spooky sometimes, but like that's really it. Like, there's no real horrifying elements.
I was just making sure, but yeah, Halo is a mature rating.
Wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely wild.
I think that I don't know about 5. I don't know if I got a.
That's weird.
Rating.
Okay, well. It's literally just as I was on Outlast 2 article for the Kotaku piece, it was just there next to it.
That's close, Ben. We almost became dangerously out of date.
I know. It was only released a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, see, we're present. We're contemporary. We're a news site podcast. We're bringing you the news as it happens, when it happens, if it happens once a week.
Sticking with contemporary then.
Once a month.
Let's talk Destiny 2 then. If we're gonna talk
bring it back.
We're gonna talk about contemporary.
Destiny 2 leaks.
I forgot about this until Jared said about it.
Yeah, Jared. Now we have to talk about Destiny 2.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. This is my fault.
So, if the leaked images are to be believed, and I have to say they look pretty fucking real.
They do. They look pretty legit.
These are what posters from? Is it like from a game shop or something?
I would imagine so.
Basically, like promotional posters that say Destiny 2 with 3 people standing on them, and in the background you have a nice little junk city. I suppose how would you describe that? It looks like I don't know. Actually, there's like solar panels.
It looks like a perfectly reasonable city to me. I wouldn't say it's junk city. That could be any city. That could be Portsmouth. How dare you call my city junk?
What I mean by that is it doesn't look like the futuristic cities you'd expect. It looks like something from Tatooine or some shit.
It looks perfectly serviceable. What's your problem with this?
To me, that looks rather like industrial and maybe possibly slightly derelict.
Industrial just means there's jobs. That doesn't mean derelict.
Hey, each to his own. Each to his own.
I think you've got a city prejudice you need to deal with.
Yeah. I haven't got a city prejudice.
I think you might.
Why?
Were you just like looking at outlines of buildings and saying that's a shit looking city? What a terrible building. Why did they build that? You're like an architecture critic. No one asked for an architecture critic, and here you are being an architecture critic and just ripping the shit out of cities. What they do to you?
Hey, anyway.
People live there, they pay rent there, they bought those
Destiny
buildings,
2.
they live in those gardens, their kids play in those streets. Those are the only streets that they can play in because they live there. Don't be all fussing on their city.
It looks fucking terrible.
This
There's
podcast
smoke
just got
everywhere
super real.
and like fucking pollution.
It's just dusty, it's a dusty day.
It's a dusty day.
Yes.
I will admit
all
that it does
cities
give
have
off a
dusty days.
Tatooine vibe.
Thank you. It does give off a Tatooine vibe, doesn't it?
Just because he's dusty doesn't mean it's like a hive of scum and villainy.
No, I mean in terms of the
it might be a
appearance, not in
dusty
terms of the
city.
citizens. You're the one that brought the citizens into it. I'm talking about the appearance of the city. Jesus
Yeah, well, the
Christ.
citizens are great. Their just city looks like crap.
Yeah.
It's the best they could do, alright? With the money and the resources and everything they had available, it's the best that they could do. It's a good effort, alright?
Okay, if you want to think that, Greg, we can say that each to their own. Back.
Fine.
Okay, so the poster says that Destiny 2 will be releasing on, is that 8th or 6th? 8th of
Yeah,
September.
September 8th this year, which is interesting because we haven't heard anything of it besides them saying, hey, Destiny 2 is going to be a thing.
Yeah, well, there was a thing, wasn't there like a finance call a little while ago that said it was going to come out this year, but they didn't give, an Activision's quarterly earnings call. They said it was going to release in the 2017 window, but they didn't say when.
Well, we'll probably definitely see it at E3 this year then.
Well, probably. I mean, the thing that everyone else is kind of talking about, well, some dude is talking about on Twitter, a drunk cat, is the little symbol in the top right that's the PlayStation exclusive symbol. You know, the blue and white symbol that they stick on to say that it's exclusive. That's probably
Where's this?
if you
the
look,
image.
Yeah, if you look
it's
on the
an
image, the
article at
top
the bottom.
right, there's like the they always do this square with a white border, and it will give like a number of days. So, for instance, if it's like got 2 weeks, it will say 14, and it will say PlayStation exclusive or something like some bollocks like that.
Okay.
And that's basically
interesting.
just to symbolise that it's an exclusive. Because I think the original Destiny came, that the beta came to PlayStation a week before Xbox.
I mean, it's not surprising. PlayStation is always doing stuff like that, getting content early. So it's not surprising that Destiny 2's beta would come on PlayStation first.
Yeah, it just kind of, I don't know. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I'm not a massive Destiny fan, but for those of you who are interested, it seems like PlayStation may be getting the beta again first.
That's not a big deal, is it? Who really cares about betas that much?
Oh, Greg, this is the internet. You know they love blowing things out of proportion.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's like a whole mob mentality, and there's also a knee-jerk, oh no, my console, it's being affronted, fuck Destiny sort of thing. But like,
I hate PlayStation sucks, stuff like that.
just because, like, you know, Liverpool gets the wind before Cardiff doesn't mean, like, that's a problem. Like, it just happened that, like, it's not a big thing. No one wants the wind that much. It's just a beta. It's not even the real game. Like, chill. Like, preemptively chill. That's not a big deal. It's just a beta.
I kind of, it's literally just something to hand over the heads of the people on the other consoles, isn't it? That's all it is,
totally.
really.
Like, hey, we get to play this a week before you do.
Exactly, Greg. Exactly. It's just.
Don't mind me just dying.
I don't get. I never understood this. Why could they not just carry Destiny on with just expansions?
That's what I thought. Like I said, when they came out, they're like, hey, this is going to be a 10-year game that you're going to play for the rest of your life. But
I thought from the start that was a very ambitious idea, because
oh yeah, of course,
the only real way to drum up the kind of press that you get is through releasing a new game. I mean, you can release as many expansions as you like, but they're never going to get the same press coverage, and indeed coverage on storefronts, as it would get with a brand new release. And I know they said this is going to be the game that lasts 10 years, but I always thought from the start that that's either a terrible idea, or they're going to go back on it, or they're going to have to do something with their expansions to get a lot of press.
Well, to be fair, I suppose from like a technical point, how many expansions can you have simultaneously on one game before it starts to?
Yeah. Well, wasn't it
become too much of an effort for the console to run?
A bunch of expansions on it.
Yeah, but look at the power you need to run that kind of game, like with that kind of shit on it.
No, yeah, exactly.
Plus, like, should it not be called like Destiny 2.0 rather than 2? Because it's not. If it's the game you're going to play for 10 years, then it's not a sequel as such, is it? It's like a continuation, but we need a new release to keep the hype going.
Yeah, exactly. That's essentially what it is. This is just a bigger expansion, and they're marketing it as a sequel.
Which isn't a big surprise.
No, but it's just kind of like, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be fucking £55 for the game, £80 for the collector's edition. You want the season pass? Oh, that's £40 or £35. It's just gonna fucking AAA industry these days, man.
That's why a bunch of people were just pissed off at Destiny when they were just throwing all these expansions and stuff, or when they announced that they were having a sequel in general and not letting you transfer your character over.
Yeah,
people pour their lives into Destiny.
They have to let you transfer your data.
It's mind-boggling to me that they wouldn't.
If they don't, nobody is buying this game. Nobody will buy this game. I'm sorry.
People put so much time and money into this game.
Yeah, it would offend so many people.
Especially being that it was upon the promise that their character, this game, would continue for a decade. Like, so I guess a lot of people must have put a lot of work into that character because they're thinking, this is my consistent character for 10 years, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I hope they find a way to make that work, because if they don't, they're going to piss off a lot of people, people who would normally be their shock troops, the most avid supporters, the people who poured their time and money into the game.
As long as it's in the same console family, I really can't see a reason why. You could upload your save data to the cloud system.
Yeah, I don't see whether
and then download it from the cloud.
Issue.
It's just for a decade. There's going to be another console coming out. There's going to be whatever the PS5 is at some point. There will be.
And the Scorpio's coming out end of this year.
Yeah, that's as long as the cool thing about Xbox is that as long as it still runs Windows 10 as its like base operating system, it should be fine.
Yeah.
As long as they don't change the operating system, there shouldn't be a problem keeping saves and transferring them and shit.
And the point of Windows 10, as my IT-inclined brother tells me, is it's supposed to be that they aren't making any more operating systems after that, theoretically.
Yeah, that's what I heard, is they're not making any more, so they'll just constantly upgrade. Which is why the only reason I upgraded to 10 was because I was pretty much guaranteed consistent support, basically, because they weren't making another one.
Yeah, see, I upgraded to 10 because one night I went to sleep and then I woke up and it was Windows 10 now. My computer had updated itself in my sleep without my consent.
Oh,
and I was like, this is so rude.
Now.
You have to love that.
How rude.
It's just quite offensive is all. It kept saying to me for like several months, would you like to upgrade to Windows 10? It's free. And I'm like, no, you're probably just going to make all of my old disc-based PC games incompatible now. I've got them all running now. I don't want to change anything. Thank you. Everything's running fine.
It was one of the big reasons why I had to upgrade to analog microphones, because I was using USB microphones, but the one I was using didn't run on Windows 10. There was something about it. The drivers for it it would cut out like every 2 seconds of audio. So you'd record like a 5-6 minute video, but you'd only get sort of, it worked out, say you recorded a 5-minute video, you'd only get about 4 minutes and 40 odd seconds of audio, and you just have random parts missing. So I was just like, you know what, fuck this, and I upgraded to analog. That hurt my wallet.
Cray times.
That hurt my wallet a lot.
Good old Windows 10.
Yeah. Good job, Microsoft.
Theoretically, that'll never happen again. So, hooray.
Theoretically.
Yeah, we'll see.
Exactly, theoretically.
Let's talk Facebook then.
Yeah, let's talk the shit out of Facebook.
Facebook has decided to jump on the live stream bandwagon.
It's about time. I knew one of these big social media things would jump on it.
Do you know what, right? Like, let's be honest, okay, so... Right, let's get the story out of the way first. So, Facebook have announced that they have the live streaming capability for smartphones. That is now extended to those of you with a PC desktop or a laptop. You can stream your gameplay to your personal Facebook page. There is now a live video option at the top of your timeline or newsfeed, allowing streaming to pages, groups, and events with the ability to insert custom graphics. The feature can also be used with external hardware for everyone which was previously only available to pages. So basically, like it's going toe-to-toe with Twitch, let's be honest, because before I came on here, I'm getting back into streaming. I've refurbed the Games Bulletin Twitch channel. Added all the new logo and stuff. And I'm going to get back into that come April. I'm going to kick that back up, and we will do that, the listener stream at some point. We'll do a bit of Gears.
Cheeky.
So I was on Twitch and I was like, I forgot why I love Twitch so much. The chat system's nice, it all works nice. I typed a message and within like 4 or 5 seconds the streamer was responding to what I was saying. And then I got a notification, I got a tweet from Jacksepticeye, and it was like, oh, I'm doing a spontaneous Q&A, come along. So I was like, okay, fine, let's see how YouTube streaming works. Jesus fucking Christ, that thing is a clusterfuck. Jeez, oh my god, like, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm watching the chat, and nobody has said anything in the chat for about 35 seconds, like 35, 40 seconds. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, it was just watching like chat diarrhea. It just all fucking came out of nowhere. And it was just like, there was a barrage of about 100 comments. And I was like,
need to coin that term. Chat diarrhea. Ben.
It was just a fucking barrage. And I was like, I'm not even bothering to comment on this because, like, it seems to hold the comments and then just unleash them all at the same time. And then hold and unleash at the same time. And I was just, this is just dysfunctional.
No, I've definitely, with using Twitch, I've definitely seen more response from, like, streamers. If I type something in, maybe not the first time, because there's, depending on how many people are actually watching, they can't get to every response. But most of the time, they get back to everyone who's typing in the chat.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting because, say you're a, I don't know, like a YouTuber, and you don't want to get Twitch, but you're a YouTuber and you've got a popular Twitter channel, like a popular Twitter profile and a popular Facebook page. And let's say you've got, like, I don't know, let's be realistic, you've got 100,000, like, say you've got 100,000 subs and your Facebook page has 34,000 likes. You can then stream your game.
Rather specific number, but
I'm just saying, like,
34,000.
34,000.
412.
You can then stream your gameplay to your fans on Facebook, rather than having to sign up for a Twitch channel and all of that shit.
Yeah, it's a good way to expand your channel, especially if you have like a small YouTube channel or you're just starting out Twitch. It's definitely a good way to expand to more people as well, to view your content.
It just all depends on the chat system. I find like any kind of streaming platform, it always comes down to the chat system.
It'll also be interesting to see if Facebook are gonna offer a lot of monetized bonuses to basically pay, because people Twitch stream for a living. Are they
Yeah,
going
that's
to
like
be
their
offering
career.
some way for people to make a salary doing it via Facebook? If not, then people aren't going to do it.
I think, yeah, and I think that's why Twitch excelled, because, like, one, it was possible to get a partnership with Twitch, which always attracted people, and then you have the panels underneath the stream. So, like, those of you who watch on mobile or tablet, you may not know, but when you watch on desktop, you can, and they've done it now. Like, I haven't used Twitch for about 6 or 7 months, and it does it now. You scroll down from the video player, and you can look at the panels, and in the panels it will be, this is who I am, this is where I stream, this is where you can donate, and all of this kind of shit. So that's nice, because now when you scroll down, the video goes into the bottom corner, so you can still see the video playing while you're looking at these panels. So that's really nice, because you can go down and read about this person and what they do and who they are. And
Yeah, I think I've seen that recently as well too.
all of this like bio stuff, but still watch the gameplay. When I was watching Twitch, if you scrolled down, that was it. You lost the screen. They didn't have that when I was watching before.
Well, it's kind of like YouTube on mobile. Like, if you can like minimize your little video and scroll through other things, but your video will still play at the little bottom screen as well too.
I think the only thing that Twitch is missing, unless I'm unaware that they do it, is YouTube allows you to rewind a stream.
Oh, so you can start the stream from the beginning if you jump into it like late. I don't know if you can do that on Twitch.
I jumped into the YouTube stream that I was watching after about an hour and a half, and I had the capability to rewind all the way back to the beginning.
But you could, you can save your broadcast as well too. Like, a lot of Twitch streamers have all their broadcasts saved.
Yeah, but
so you can go back and watch it again, but not while it's live.
That's only for like 14 days though.
Oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't stay there for.
And you have to like save a highlight, and they can only be so long as well. So I think this is the problem always with live streams as well, is that everything always gets compared to Twitch. Because it's always like, why am I going to stop using Twitch and start using this? That's why Hitbox
that's going to be the big thing.
That's why Hitbox never really took off much. Hitbox is reportedly the exact same as Twitch, but with a shorter delay. Apparently there's only a 2-second delay on Hitbox between the streamer and the commenter. And like, so say I'm playing something, you're seeing everything that I'm playing literally 2 seconds after I play it.
Yeah, there is kind of a gap or a lag with Twitch as well too, versus when I'm playing and when you're actually seeing it.
I think that this Facebook thing's only going to really apply to people who, a specific bunch of people with enough of a Facebook following.
Like, or they could just expand their following even more.
I would never stream my gameplay to my friends. Maybe that's just me personally. I would never stream gameplay to my personal page.
Your friends and your family watching your Facebook stream.
You know full well that's what this is going to become.
Yeah.
The thing is, we know... I mean, I don't know. A few months ago when they introduced regular live streaming, I don't know if any of your friends did that, guys, but I had a few that did it. And there was this one girl that did it quite frequently. And I'd get notifications about it every time she did it on my phone. And one time she did it, I decided to actually, I might as well watch it, see what the fuss is about. So I went on, and it's not a girl I actually know very well. It's sort of someone I have a sort of acquaintance-based relationship. I enjoy each other's company, but we don't really know each other. And I'm watching her talk to her friend and comment back to people on Facebook and things. And then she suddenly goes, "Oh, Greg's watching." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." There's a readout of the people who are watching. And she's like, "Hi, Greg." And I'm like, "Oh, no. I have to comment back. I have to have a relationship. I have to talk. I don't know this person. Oh, what if I just leave? I can't leave." So I had to be like, "Oh, hi. I am procrastinating. Ha, ha, ha. Supposed to be writing essay." And she's like, "Ha, ha, that's crazy. I didn't go to uni." And I'm like, "That's... You're probably having fun." And she's like, "I am having fun." And then I was like, well, got to go. And I was like, right, I never click on any of those live streams ever now, because it's like...
Because you get a notification of like who's watching now. It's like, oh,
they can see, they know who's watching, Jared. They know if it's me. I can't watch. They'll know. They'll ask me questions. They'll talk to me, and I'll be on the spot, and I'll feel like a weirdo. I can't just leave. I'm not gonna talk.
You just want to watch them in peace without them knowing? That's good, Greg.
I just wanted to just see what was going on, like for a minute or two, and then go back to my business. I didn't want to get awkwardly caught up in a conversation with someone that I barely
was your first mistake.
Well, it was, yeah, and I know now not to do that. And that is a cautionary tale from me to you, listeners, and also to these two. Don't go down the rabbit hole. I know it looks tempting when they throw the rabbit hole at you 6 times a day, but don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
I was just looking up to see
how many... know, Greg.
Yeah. I mean, how many... See, this is what I mean. Like, this is where it might excel a bit. Twitch has 1 million monthly active users, whereas Facebook has 1.8 billion.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying about getting to a broader audience as well, too. Maybe someone that wouldn't usually go on to Twitch or just primarily uses Facebook or something like that. They would see your live stream and maybe like it and
plus,
tell a friend about it or something like that.
Yeah, it kind of depends, like, how many people, like, say you're out on the go, how many people have Facebook installed on their phone compared to how many people have Twitch installed on their phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Because Twitch doesn't have a mobile app, but... Yeah.
It's going to come down to, like, the streamer. Like you said, why would someone leave Twitch and do, like, Facebook or something like that? What is Facebook going to offer that's going to be more... unless there's a shorter delay. Yeah.
If there's a shorter delay and the chat system works nicely, maybe it could be a competitor, but it has a lot to come up to. Twitch is holding a pretty high standard.
I think the people who already have a following on Facebook and nowhere else, so people that have like a meme page or whatever might do it. And I think the people who want to get into live streaming and like the pre-programmed huge audience of Facebook and don't want to jump into Twitch just yet will use it. But if Facebook don't offer anything meaningful in terms of salary, then people, like, it's never really going to take off. You won't get professional streamers on Facebook. You'll just get casual, amateur, I just want to switch on a camera and laugh for 20 minutes while I shoot dog meat sort of people.
That sounds awesome.
The thing I'm confused about, just before we move on, is that it just says that you need a PC, desktop, or a laptop to stream games. Is that a monitor capture? Because, I mean, for instance, when I start going back onto Twitch, I'm going to be using OBS. And that lets me position my webcam, position my gameplay, add an overlay. I can add whatever the fuck I want to it. So, is it just going to be a straight-up monitor capture? Are you just going to get people, like, streaming movies and shit, and just being like, yeah, at this time, I'm streaming this movie?
Well, it's like with Instagram has, like, the live stream thing now. And one of the acquaintances I follow, he went to go see, like, the new Beauty and the Beast movie, and he was just live streaming it off of Instagram the whole time he was in the theater. Yeah, the whole time he was in the theater, he was just live streaming off of Instagram. I was like, oh, wow.
And this is what I mean.
Did you watch?
No, I didn't watch it.
He's not going to admit to that, is he? Come on.
I didn't watch it. I swear. Cut it.
Bad kids.
Cut that part out.
Okay, we have 2 left. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch.
Ooh, the exciting part of this. Whoa! I'm pumped.
Have you got your Switch yet, Jared?
No, Greg, I don't.
Well, we have no Switch correspondent on this show until you get one.
I want one so bad.
1.5 million Switches sold in the first week of release.
That's when they first came out and said that, hey, we want to do 2 million in the first month. I was like, they're not going to do 2 million in the first month. But now it's like, it's possible.
They did nearly 2 million in the first week.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's crazy. I think Xbox did 2 million like the first 4 months or something.
Yep.
Apparently the Pro Controller is, everyone I've seen talk about it says it's really nice. Apparently it's like impossible to find. Nintendo originally planned to have 8 million consoles manufactured by the end of March 2018. This number's now nearly doubled to just under 16 million.
So they're hoping and thinking they will sell 16 million in a year, is what that's basically saying.
Let's be honest, right? So in a minute, pretty much the people buying the Switch are the people who love Nintendo. The people who are like, I just have to have this, even though I can only play Zelda and Super Bomberman R. I need this game. I need to have it.
Yeah. Well, that was a problem. That was the only game available that was console selling, and that's why only really Nintendo fans bought it, because other than Zelda, you're not going to buy it for the birthing of Isaac or whatever, or
that's what I mean. So
for other games like that,
to have birthing of Isaac.
To have 1.5 million people.
I think it's called The Binding of Isaac, Jared.
Yeah, but isn't like the new like bundle with all the DLC called Birthing?
Oh, is that?
Yeah, Greg, get out of here.
I'm pretty sure.
Fuck off, Jared.
No, it's just Binding. Hang on, gents.
No, hold on. I look up the Switch version. I know I'm probably wrong, but
oh, it's called Afterbirth. That's why, The Binding of Isaac.
Oh, see, there's birth in the name. I was right.
That's not
The Birthing of Isaac.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I'm Jared, and I play The Birthing of Isaac. Come and look at my Birthing of Isaac console, everyone. It has Isaac on it. I can see it.
Watch me
oh my
play
gosh, is that what I sound like? I'm so sorry.
Watch me play Birthing of Isaac on Facebook.
Yes, everyone, come to my stream.
I'll do it in an American accent. Howdy, y'all. I'm playing the Birthing of Isaac on Facebook.
How did I know that was the accent you were gonna go with? I knew it. Right when you said I'm gonna do an American accent, I was like, oh, here it comes. I'm gonna put on my boots real quick in my hat.
That's right, commenter. I'm working on a degree in canoeology.
Now you just sound like an elderly man. You just sound like an elderly man now.
I've been prospecting since '49.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Greg, what would we do without you?
Probably a lot of the same
Probably
things.
be happy.
We'd probably finish quicker as well.
Yeah, we'd probably not have a derailed podcast, but that wouldn't be as fun.
Exactly.
I'm glad I can bring fun into your lives and mock Jared's people every week.
That's fine.
That's fine, he says.
So,
wow.
Are you actually going to buy a Switch now, Jared? Are you not going to... Like, I'm waiting until Super Mario Odyssey comes out.
Yeah, I'm actually going to get one, hopefully, in April. Well, I want to get Yooka-Laylee on the Switch, and I wanted to get Splatoon 2. That's one of the big things that I...
You don't want ARMS? No?
I do want to get ARMS. It looks interesting, but I don't know if that's
that was
not
the
reason
least
why
enthusiastic. It looks
That's not the reason I'm going to buy a Switch, though. I'm not going to buy it for that. I mean, it does have like good games coming out for it. Like you said, Mario comes out at the end of the year too, which looks crazy exciting as well. But
you have anything, Greg? Are you going to be grabbing a Switch?
If price goes down, yeah. I mean, it's interesting because my sort of gauge of how well something's doing, it's the same people that played Pokemon Go and were interested in Pokemon Go are saying that they want to get a Switch. And they're quite casual, like, people. They don't really play games that much. They like gaming, but they don't really play games.
I played Pokemon Go.
Well, no. But I'm saying it's got broad appeal, like the Wii did. It's interesting. People broadly, people are seeing the marketing for it and thinking, "Oh, that looks like fun. A mobile console. It's got Zelda." Like, it's appealing to a lot of people. And I think potentially, I don't know if it will be as big as the Wii in the long term, because the Wii,
I don't think it's going to be as big as the Wii at all.
Yeah.
Because the Wii brought it to, like, you saw, like, elderly people playing the Wii as well, too. I don't think they're going to... It doesn't really appeal to them. The Switch doesn't really appeal to that demographic.
Like you, Jared. We saw you playing the Wii after your prospecting days.
After your prospecting
Are you calling me old?
Yeah, I was like, is that what it's going?
I feel here.
It was a... Okay. Don't worry, it's fine.
I don't know. The Switch is going to be weird. Really, until the big games come out, you're really not going to know how this is performing. Like, you can throw as many sales figures as you want.
Yeah.
But until some of the bigger games come out, like in a minute, you've just got everybody going, "Oh my God, Zelda," and just buying the Switch.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just like I love mobile gaming. Like I bring my 3DS to like school and stuff like that as well too. I think just that appeal of being able to play console grade games on the go is very appealing.
Skyrim's coming out in like July, isn't it? June or July.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would be awesome to bring Skyrim on the go.
I'd be interested to see how well that actually performs on the Switch.
Because it's the remaster as well, isn't it? It's not the original.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'd be interested to find out if it just has like stupid loading screens or like it's got some weird render distance or anything stupid like that. Like I'd be interested to see what people actually have to say about that.
Did you see everybody saying about the fact that, well, one, the Switch has a plastic screen. It's not glass. It's plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were putting it in the dock, there was something in the dock that was scratching the screen.
Yeah, there's been lots of like talk about issues with the Switch starting off. I mean, it's been like a decent amount of people, but not everybody. There was like the screen scratching, and then there was like the left Joy-Con sync problem and stuff like that as well too.
Yeah, but I think Nintendo are sorting that out now.
Yeah, they did. They talked about the left Joy-Con problems and everything.
Yeah, before we move on, the one thing I'll say is that if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll link the Game Theory video in the description. Did you guys see the Game Theory video on the Nintendo Switch?
No,
but I can pretend to.
Basically,
that video.
What a great video! Wow.
There's a bunch of patterns that came out with the Switch about how the Switch might use VR? Augmented reality technology.
Oh, I think I did see that.
And how there's also a pattern for a virtual reality looking headset that has the Switch being able to be slid into it.
I did see that, yeah. I don't know how well that's going to work out. I mean, the 3DS already had like the augmented reality. You had like those, I didn't know what they were called. They're like little cards, like the Mario cards, and you could scan them and the little Mario character would come out and stuff.
I thought you was going to talk about that weird game on the 3DS where you can put your face onto the thing that flies around and you shoot.
Oh no, we don't talk about that. That never happened, Ben. I think that was like a free to play game on the 3DS.
I can't, because I mean, what if that's true? Then what the Switch is potentially doing is VR on the go,
which sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
I
doubt they will be able to do VR on the go. I imagine that would be for like home mode more than you can do VR on a bench in a park. Like
I mean, look at all the people that got hit by cars while playing Pokemon Go. Like,
well, no, obviously you're not gonna walk around, but like if you're sitting on a fucking if you're sitting on a train.
You're not gonna do that in public.
Hang on, one sec. I will.
You look such a twat. Everyone will rob you from your bag while you think you're in Skyrim.
That would be the idea of it, though, wouldn't it? Why are you going to make this Nintendo that's portable and potentially has a VR headset if it's not meant to be portable VR?
I don't think so. I don't think portable VR is going to be.
Ben, it's not going to happen. It's a terrible idea for everyone involved.
Hang on, here. I will send you this article from Polygon.
I don't want to see your articles.
We don't want to see it, Ben. We don't want... We're done with your rubbish today.
Look at this. You're
trashing cities. You're saying they look bad. You're saying that people should use VR on the go. What are you today? You're not the Ben I fell in love with.
No, I definitely believe you. I saw the article where they were saying they wanted to, or like they had the patent for the VR with the Switch and how the Switch like tablet thing slides into the helmet. But I just don't know if that's gonna be like portable. If they're gonna want it to be, I don't know.
They'll make it so that it can't be enabled when it's not in the dock. That it's gonna only be home. Nintendo will get in far too much trouble if they try to make VR work on the go. I don't think we're going to see it happening.
How are they going to make it so that it has to be in a dock when you slide the Switch screen into the headset?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess you'll be able to go outside with it. I just don't know if that's how they're going to market it or that's what people will do.
If you had the capability to say you can have VR while you're on your train to work, you're not going to market it that way.
Hey, I have a VR headset. I'm not going to wear it anywhere except for the comfort of my home, with the doors locked and the blinds closed.
Where no one can see me and no one can rob me.
I already look like a tool wearing that thing to begin with. I'm not going to go in public and look like that.
Wow.
Okay, that's going to be interesting to see where they go. I see them marking it as a portable, maybe not a VR set that's capable of like PSVR or Vive stuff, but like the article I was reading was saying something similar to like the Gear VR that Samsung do.
Yeah,
where it's like low power shit rather than like you're not going to get VR Skyrim on the go.
Or are you?
Oh gosh, people would just like, okay, goodbye real reality. I'm just gonna live in Skyrim for the rest of my life.
You would just end up with Sword Art Online. That's what would happen.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Billy, go to your grandpa's house. No, I'll go to Skyrim at grandpa's house. Thank you, mother. Don't mind me while I cast a magic spell at a butterfly.
Greg, what would we do without you?
I don't know. I really don't. Let's wrap it up. Go on. Because it's getting late over here in the UK.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m, Jared.
I know, it's like almost 6 o'clock. Whew.
I was just about to ask you guys what you thought of Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I realised you're both Xbox players.
I think it looks amazing. I would love to get it. That'd be the reason I'd probably buy a PlayStation. But I haven't played it.
That and Spider-Man Homecoming are making me increasingly think, PS4 though.
I've always wanted a PS4 though, but I just found a cheap Xbox, so that's what I went with.
Horizon Zero Dawn sold 2.6 million copies in its first 2 weeks, making it the best-selling new IP for the PS4.
Well,
did you play it?
I've played it. I don't own it, but I have played it. It's weird. It's weird. Like it feels like it should be shit. It sounds horrible to say, but you're like, oh, this big open world with robot dinosaurs. It's very Far Cry-ish. There's main story quests, and then there's places that need to be liberated from bandits, and like that kind of whole explore the world. It's kind of like Far Cry in terms of the base freeing, mixed with Assassin's Creed, because you have to climb to the top of these creatures and override them to get access to the map for the area. But
that's kind of the feeling that
with robot dinosaurs.
But you got dinosaurs. That's awesome.
And
I don't know.
They're fucking daunting. Like I went up against this thing called I think it was called the Stormbird. It's like this big robot falcon. And it's really clever in terms of the combat system, because you have a bow and arrow, but you have to target certain areas. So, for instance, this thing, it had like a cannon on the front of it that was shooting electricity down towards me. So you had to try and disable the cannon, or you could disable the wings so that it couldn't fly. And there was all different areas of weaknesses that you could hit. And it was cool. It was interesting. Not my kind of cup of tea, though, personally. I wasn't a massive fan of it. Maybe that's because I was thrown in against a Stormbird, which is apparently really fucking hard to fight. I was kind of thrown in at the deep end. I was like, oh yeah, to Reese, my friend, I was like, oh, you've got Horizon, haven't you? He's like, yeah, play it. He's like, I'm like a couple of hours into it, though. And yeah, I got my ass handed to me. This bird just absolutely destroyed me.
Huh. I always thought it looked interesting.
It is very interesting. I feel like if I started it from the beginning, then I would probably enjoy it. But being thrown in at the deep end wasn't a good experience.
It rarely is with most games when that sort of thing happens to you. Like, you don't really get a good sense of a game when you're just randomly playing from a part of it. I think it would probably be... I think the game looks quite interesting. You see just 9s, don't you, for it everywhere? Like 9s, like that's the only score I see it get. Like just everywhere it's 9.
I mean, I have to. Sorry, what was you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's interesting because 2.6 million copies sold is a lot of copies, but I also heard that it had a really big budget. I wonder if they've actually met that budget.
Let's see if I can find out. I just wanted to say that I was watching. So I'm very, very slowly getting into Jim Sterling. And I was watching the video he did about Horizon. And I didn't realise this. It didn't even dawn on me.
Horizon Zero Dawn on you.
The game doesn't have a season pass. There is no season pass for the game. Once you buy the game, that's it. You own everything in that game. There's no microtransactions. If you want, you can upgrade so you can change your costume, and basically you can craft your costume as well. So what you do is you craft certain elements. So you're like, I need frost resistance, or I need electricity resistance, and you build, like, you attach fins to your weapons to give you those resistance. And then you say you were fighting an enemy that has a lot of frost damage, you would equip, like, not runes, but that kind of fin to your weapon to give you frost resistance, and then you would equip your frost resistant costume to help you take on that enemy. And you can do that on the fly as well, which is really cool. I was just looking it up, but I think it said somewhere that it had like 47 million as a budget.
Yeah, I heard it had a big budget.
I'm just looking at this. Polygon 9.5, IGN 9.3, GameSpot 9, Game Informer 8.75, Edge 9.
It's interesting that with their exclusive PlayStation are avoiding things like season passes and microtransactions.
Yeah.
And with Xbox's big exclusives like Halo Wars 2, they've just doubled down and gone fucking hard on the microtransactions.
Yeah.
Wow, fuck Halo Wars 2's microtransactions. Oh.
PS4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn has a production budget of 47 million.
That's a lot of money.
That's a ton of money.
It's only half of what it took to make Destiny.
I wonder how, if they, I don't know, the 2.6 million copies, I can't be fucked to do the math. I don't think that does.
Yeah, but you don't do it that way, do you? Because you have to. They don't make the money from us. They make the money from retailers.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the retail rate is for a video game.
Yeah. But they probably haven't made the money back yet. I don't think they would have unless lots of people got special editions or whatever. I don't know. They probably haven't made the money back yet. But even if they haven't, it's done a lot to advertise positively for the PlayStation console. And as a first-party thing, that's what they want to be doing.
Yeah,
especially with a brand new IP.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the platform look like they're generating new IP, which is interesting and engaging, and people like it, and it's not a dick. Like a big shit dick.
Love the adjectives.
Are you salty about Halo by any chance?
Oh, Ben, why would they do it? Why? It's just, you don't put microtransactions which are physically pay to win into a multiplayer mode. You don't do it. It's just dumb. It kills. It's just suicide for your own game.
But it's
why
not,
would you
though,
do it?
Because people roll over and accept it, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a part. It's just a part of gaming." And as soon as that mentality sinks in,
it's not a part of gaming.
It shouldn't be. No, but it is. But it shouldn't be.
But the thing is, it's short-termism. It's killed Halo 5 Warzone. That no one plays it anymore because the only people left, I presume, were all the people who sunk their fucking money into it.
Shall I let you in on a little secret, Greg?
What's that, Ben?
They don't care. They already have your money.
I know, but
exactly.
Just stop it.
That's what it boils down to. They have your money. They don't give a fuck. They've got what they want out of you.
They're sowing the earth on their primary flagship franchise. I don't understand why, because it's just making people like Halo even less, because every fucking Halo game they play now, it just either doesn't work at launch or expects money out of you.
I can see this is a topic that you're very passionate about, Greg.
You know, we were saying earlier, I don't know if we were saying this when we were recording, but I was saying that I wanted to record the Shades of Greg about Halo Wars 2. and I was saying that I didn't have the passion and energy to do it, but now I'm feeling like only talking about it. So maybe after this, I'll go record it.
You're welcome, Greg. See what we do here?
It'll take about 10-15 minutes for you to record.
Oh, fucking Microsoft are morons. I feel really bad for the people that made Halo Wars 2 and said to themselves that they were making a game that they loved making, and clearly gave a real shit, because the actual physical game is good, but the Blitz mode, the much touted love Blitz mode, which, you know, it's in the center of all their marketing, it's a big deal, and it's quite fun, is fucking microtransactions filled. It's some games, you can play a match, and you actually cannot win it, because someone has spent so much money that the units they are putting out have even their hard counters. So say they put a vehicle out that's really high leveled because they bought it, you can put your anti-vehicle units out, as many as you can.
You're just screwed.
But they're screwed because they can't win, because there's no competition. Oh, fucking hell. So the Blitz mode, the much touted, and in fairness, good fun for now, Blitz mode, is going to die. It's going to be unplayable. It won't work in several months, because the only people who'll be left will be the people who put the money in, and they're going to be like, well, there's no fun because there's no people who didn't put money in.
I'm the only one that's playing this.
Yeah, they're the only ones left, the ones who sunk all of their money just to now break even with other players. And they're going to stop as well. And then nobody wins, because a very lovely mode, which had a lot of creative force in it, is just fucking dead, Ben and Jared. It's just dead. It's fucked. They killed it themselves. They did it. They saw what was going to happen. It happened already in Halo 5, but they did it again.
You need to start recording right now, Greg. You need to just start recording your Shades of Grey thing right now.
I'm just remembering that all of my housemates are also probably trying to sleep, so I won't record it because I'm just going to shout a lot. But I'll do it tomorrow.
And it's nice to see the passion, though. All of the stuff that I've been saying about like microtransactions and stuff, it's nice to see I'm not the only one who sort of thinks that way.
I think most people think that way. You'll be hard pressed to find people that say, I love microtransactions, especially in a multiplayer game.
Well, you never know. You could look at like kind of Counter-Strike players, and they buy like the cosmetics and stuff.
Yeah, but there is a big difference between cosmetics and actual gameplay.
That's true.
Enhancing.
As long as there's no stat changes, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is why I think we should have a movement. I think we should have a movement. I think we should boycott microtransactions.
Yeah, I'll have a movement when I shit on Larry Herb's face. I'm gonna movement will poo on him and say, "Stop it, Larry Herb! You're ruining it. You're spoiling it for everyone."
Oh gosh.
And on that note, what else can I actually fucking say? Do you guys want to say anything before we finish off?
I think I've said enough.
I haven't said nearly enough.
Yeah, I think Greg still has a shit ton of stuff he wants to say.
Right, well, I'll tell next week. It should be done by then. I have no excuses over the next 7 days. I should be able to produce the Shades of Greg by then. The only thing that's really blocking me right now is because I want to rejig a lot of stuff and make everything look a lot nicer and work a lot nicer than the previous ones, which were just sort of thrown together, not sort of properly. But next week, hopefully, we'll all be able to talk about it, and then everyone will say, "Oh, Greg, he was right all along. He said that it was disappointing. He said it wasn't going to go great, and he was skeptical." When many weeks ago on the Games Bulletin podcast, that's what we're called, Games Bulletin podcast. When they had like the creative director or whatever he was saying, "Oh, we're going to do our best not to make sure that there's a fee to pay element." Well, fuck off. You were wrong. It's pay to win. That's what it was. Pay to win. We said all those weeks ago that we all said doubt it. We all said doubt it. But we were right. We were all at the back of the bus this time, or at the front, or wherever Rosa Parks
was that a black reference?
No.
Is that what you're doing?
We're all
about the back of the bus?
It's a good
Not
friend
everything
reference,
is about.
Jared.
Not everything is about race, Jared.
Yeah, Jared.
I
Stop
had to
bringing
find a way
race
to
to the
bring it in.
podcast.
I had to.
Is
It
this
was
our
just
tradition?
a general. Yeah,
It's a podcast tradition.
Let's not make it a tradition, please. We're capable of so much better, I'm certain, than just lowbrow race humour.
Okay, well, I will leave your guys' social medias somewhere if you guys want to follow Greg and Jared to see what it is they have on their minds.
And if you don't want to,
Anger,
you don't have to
frustration.
keep a close eye on
don't
Brits and
have
Sis.
to. But
But like, I'll tell you about it next week if I've made it or not, and then
Well-
you can go watch it.
next week we're not here because I'm at EGX from Thursday till Sunday, and I don't have the. I could record it, but I don't have the means to edit and upload. So, 99% sure there's not a podcast next week. But the week after,
That 1%. We'll be here.
yeah.
I'm back again.
If I don't have it done by that week, you're all like committed to fucking shoot me or something.
Go on Greg's Twitter and just chew him a new one.
I have no excuse by that point.
Well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time.
Absolutely, chaps and chapettes and the otherwise inclined. Have a good day.
It's a chapettes.
Otherwise inclined.
Well, you know, gotta be inclusive, guys.
Yeah.